interviews with homeless women over the course of 13 years, only one woman was not sexually abused as a little girl or raped as a young woman. For most of these women, home is a very scary place, a place they have fled. The shelters are ironically the first places that these women find safety, protection, and comfort. This is a woman's story as she told it, but what isn't in the story is the fact that she met another woman in the shelter, and they fell in love. And through their love, they both got out of the shelter system.
My mama tells me, in a scary, loud, life-threatening voice, to stop scratching a Coochi Snorcher. I become terrified that I scratched it off down there. I do not touch myself again, even in the bath. I imagine water getting in and filling me up so I explode. I put Band-Aids over my coochie to cover the hole, but they fall off in the water. I imagine a stopper, a bathtub plug up there to prevent things from entering me. I sleep with 3 pairs of happy, heart-patterned cotton underpants underneath my snap-up pajamas. I still want to touch myself sometimes, but I don't.
Edgar Montan, who's 10, gets angry at me and punches me with all his might between my legs. It feels like he breaks my entire self. I limp home. I can't pee. My mama asks me what's wrong with my Coochi Snorcher, and when I tell her what Edgar did to me, she yells at me and says to never let anyone touch me down there again. Well, I try to explain to her that he didn't touch it, Mama. He punched it.
Memory, 9 years old. I'm playing on the bed, bouncing and falling, and impale my Coochi Snorcher on the bedpost. I make high-pitched screaming noises that come straight from my Coochi Snorcher's mouth. I get taken to the hospital where they sew it up down there, from where it's been torn apart.
Memory, 10 years old. I'm at my father's house and he's having a party upstairs. Everyone's drinking. I'm playing alone in the basement and I'm trying on my new cotton white bra and underpants that my father's girlfriend gave me. Suddenly, my father's best friend, this big man, Alfred, comes up from behind and pulls my underpants down and sticks his big hard penis into my Coochi Snorcher. I scream. I kick. I try to fight him off, but he already gets it in. My father's there then, and he has a gun, and there's a loud, horrible noise, and then there's blood all over Alfred and me. Lots of blood. I'm sure my Coochi Snorcher's finally falling out. Alfred's paralyzed for life, and my mama doesn't let me see my father for 7 years.
Memory, 13 years old. My Coochi Snorcher is a very bad place.
A place of pain,
Nastiness,
punching.
invasion, and blood.
It's a site for mishaps.
It's a bad luck zone. I imagine a freeway between my legs and I am traveling.
Going far away from here.
Memory, 16 years old.
There's this gorgeous 24-year-old woman in our neighborhood, and I stare at her all the time. One day, she invites me into her car, and she asks me if I like to kiss boys. I tell her I do not like that. Then she says she wants to show me something, and she leans over and she kisses me so softly on the lips with her lips, and then she puts her tongue in my mouth. Wow. She asked me if I want to come over to her place, and then she leans over and she kisses me again and tells me to relax, to feel it, to let our tongues feel it. She asked my mom if I want to come over, and She asked my mama if I could spend the night, and my mother's delighted that such a beautiful, successful woman has taken an interest in me. I'm scared, and I can't wait. Her apartment's fantastic. She's got it hooked up. It's the 70s, the beads, the fluffy pillows, the mood lights. I decide right there that I want to be a secretary like her when I grow up. She makes the vodka for herself and then asks what I want to drink. I say, same thing she's drinking. And she says, she doesn't think my mom would like me drinking vodka. And I say, she probably wouldn't like me kissing girls either. And the pretty lady makes me a drink. Then she changes into this chocolate satin teddy. She's so beautiful.
I always thought bulldaggers were ugly. I say, you look great. She says, so do you. I say, but I only have this cotton white bra and underpants. Then she dresses me, slowly, in another satin teddy. It's lavender, like the first soft days of spring. There's a picture over her bed of a naked black woman with a huge afro. She gently and slowly lays me out on the bed, and just our bodies rubbing makes me come. Then she does everything to me and my Coochi Snorcher in ways that I always thought was nasty before, and wow, I'm so hot, so wild. She says, your vagina, untouched by man, smells so nice, so fresh. Wish I could keep it that way forever. I get crazy wild, and then the phone rings, and of course it's my mama. I'm sure she knows. She catches me at everything. I'm breathing so heavily, and I try to act normal when I get on the phone, and my mama asks me, what's wrong with you? Have you been running? I say, no, mama, exercising. Then my mama tells the beautiful secretary to make sure I'm not around boys. And the pretty lady tells her, trust me, there's no boys around here. Afterwards, the gorgeous lady teaches me everything about my Coochi Snorcher. She makes me play with myself in front of her and teaches all the different ways to give myself pleasure. She's very thorough. She tells me to always know how to give myself pleasure, so I'll never need to rely on a man. In the morning, I'm worried I've become a butch because I'm so in love with her. She laughs, but I never see her again. I realize later that she was my surprising,
Unexpected.
and politically incorrect salvation. She transformed my sorry-ass Coochi Snorcher
And raised it into a kind of
heaven.